I'm going to take it to mean that you could still be cementing.
You could be drying out
You
right
could
now.
still be drying out on the pavement at 27 or 28. I think it's fine. Maybe by 30. That's my cut-off age. I hope to cement fully and dry up by 30. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Hi, Pris.
Hey, Sope.
Do you remember what's your personality type?
Yeah.
The MBTI one, not the... I don't know. Don't tell me your horoscope. I don't care.
How do you know I was about to say Sagittarius?
I've had enough of this Sagittarius nonsense.
No, okay, but so the only one that I know is the 16 personality types that test. It's based on MBTI, but then they make it like simpler by
okay.
categorizing it in 16 personality types.
Okay, so which one are you?
I remember I'm the blue one, and then one of the slave types.
I don't know what she's talking about, and I don't think anyone knows also.
It's
so.
okay if you. I remember it's a nurse and then like a guy that looks like a servant.
Okay, how about this? Let's just take the test now, and then you can just tell me in concrete terms what you actually are.
Yeah,
and I'll also tell you what I am.
Okay.
Okay, there's a point to this.
Yes. Okay, we can fast forward this.
Are you giving cues to like the editor in the future?
We can fast forward this later.
Okay.
One eternity later.
Okay, so at this point, we've just finished taking the 16 personalities test, which has to do with the MBTI personalities, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So, Pris, what is your personality?
Interesting you should ask.
Yes.
So not rehearsed, but yeah, okay. My personality type is ISFJ.
ISFJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
ISFJ.
Oh, okay. So we're both introverts because mine is INFJ. Yes. So those who are very into MBTI, y'all roughly kind of know what we're like if you're into that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're confused like me, I can never remember the letters, so I always remember the character that 16personalities.com has. So you just look, if you want to look for my personality type, it's the nurse. It's the nurse / slave. Because my introverted and extroverted matrix are really in between. Like I'm 51% introverted and 49% extroverted. So I guess it depends.
Yeah. So we're just gonna focus only on the first 4 letters, because sometimes you got like ISFJ dash T or A. We're gonna ignore that because that's not really the point. Mm-hmm. And there is a point as to why I just made you take this test on the spot next to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because did you know, like according to a study, and I found this on a website called mindbodygreen.com. I don't know why I keep thinking of it as mindgreenbody.com, but it's mindbodygreen.com. According to this website, introverts, did you know that introverts tend to make less money than extroverts? Which means we're both on the losing end, if you take this seriously lah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can see why.
Yeah. I think it's, and this is what we're going to talk about today, like how work environments seem to favor extroverts, or should I say extroversion, like extroverted qualities in a person. Like if you're more vocal, you're not afraid to speak your mind. I don't know how people just spitball in brainstorming sessions. Like, it just terrifies me. Like how some people are just like, oh, I have this idea. They just shoot out their mouth, Why? Why you laugh?
Because I feel that I can kind of do that, but only if I can prep for it before. So I guess extroversion doesn't mean that you can really like spitball an idea straight away,
right?
Because it can be a really stupid idea.
Yeah.
And just that you have the energy to like kind of say your piece lah.
Yeah. And I think these are the traits that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong lah. Like, I think modern workplaces and environments favor people like these, because if you can be heard more, you are more visible, then I think people may consider you for promotions, or like they would think that, since you're like extroverted, you can make like a good leader, like, because people love you or something. I don't know.
Why? How did love come into this?
Don't read too much into it.
But then, okay, I would say it's like similar to how like uni has participation points.
Yes.
Like the more visible you are.
My
like,
gosh, can I just
yeah.
sidetrack for a bit and say that my current class, the class I'm taking at NUS, the class participation is like 20% of my overall grade. And
yeah.
I have not spoken up in class yet, but I will. If Prof is listening to this, I don't think she is. Yeah, so yeah, you're right to say that it's similar to university classes and how they are like structured. And I think they are kind of preparing students for the real world, I guess. But you know what? Introverts exist in the real world. You don't automatically become an extrovert after you get a degree.
But actually, are you super introverted? Because I'm in the middle, so...
I think I am more introverted than I am extroverted. But when I have to function, of course, I can't just, be an introvert all the time. I have to kind of like, force it. Yeah, but I mean, and it also depends on like, if I'm comfortable with the team, my colleagues, which I am. That's why I may seem a bit more extroverted at work. Yeah. So, all this talk about extroverts, introverts, let's go back to what I read on that Mind Body Green website. So,
Such a weird website.
well, I mean...
Okay, bye. Carry on.
So, apparently, extroverted individuals, specifically ENTJ, tend to make more money because apparently they're considered as like natural leaders. While introverted people, interestingly enough, the website said that introverted people tend to perform better, which doesn't really make sense, right? Because if you perform better, shouldn't you also make more money?
But again, it's like kind of a generalization also, right?
Yes.
I think maybe introverts perform better because they're not using their time to interact with other people.
Right, so less water cooler conversations for us.
Yeah, I guess so. But at the same time, it's like, who's to say that connecting with other people is also part of work?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think I've heard this said to me before, like many times, like it's also sometimes about who you know. That's why networking is so important. I think networking is a nightmare, to be honest, like as an introvert. If I go there alone, then I'm like, oh my god, I'm never going to get anything done. I'm not going to meet anyone because like, scared.
Scared. Are you scared of money? Are you scared of success, Sope?
Terrifying. Yeah, so I'll go on and say that the website also says that, introverted people may be less inclined to take up like manager positions, leadership positions, although I think this is again like a generalization. Might not necessarily be true for like every introverted employee out there. So it shouldn't be taken as fact lah. So whatever we've just said, let's just keep it in mind, but let's not take it as like God's word or something.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, so I mean, the question I guess for today is like, what can an introvert do? Because if it's true, if we get overshadowed by our extroverted colleagues, and we miss out on promotions, recognition, that also equates to kind of losing out on the income. Like you don't earn as much as your, extroverted colleague sitting next to you.
I think it just depends. Because, I think the reason why it's more important to be talking about this now is because of the whole like work from home situation. Like if you're privileged enough to work from home lah, because when you're working from home, like there's even less chance that people will actually see you or like see the work that you're trying to do.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You're even less visible, and more so you have to like more so you have to make yourself more like obvious to your employer or like even your colleagues.
Yeah. That's true. And it sounds like a lot of work, like work on top of work.
Yeah. It is though. Like you have to like schedule, I don't know, impromptu meetings just to have a catch up.
Yeah.
Like those kind of things really take a lot of mental energy.
Yeah, but I think we will touch on the whole meetings thing, how somebody can use that to their advantage later on. Yeah, so I think like for an introvert, you know how some people, I don't know lah, maybe some people may give this advice, and I saw this on a website, I cannot remember which one. they said that, if you're an introvert and you want to thrive in the workplace, you should find careers meant for introverts. And I was like,
So
that's
sad.
a bit of like,
yeah.
that's like not very good advice in my opinion, because like imagine if like every introverted person in the world was like, okay, I need to find a career that is made for an introvert, like an artist or something. Then everyone is going to be an artist. Like, okay, side note, but like artists don't earn that much also to begin with, so like,
Well, it depends. I think it depends, but most likely, if you're a lawyer, you're earning more than an artist lah.
Yeah, but I still think that's kind of impractical advice and a bit idealistic. Like, do you really think every introvert in the world is gonna find an introvert-shaped hole to fit themselves into just nice in a career?
But I guess like you can also say the same thing for extroverted people, no? Like, I
Yeah.
think extroverted people would be more suited for like sales roles or
Yeah.
like more interactive roles, or like you wouldn't like peg a extroverted person to be a lone writer.
That's also true on the flip side. Yes.
Yeah, so I think okay, we shouldn't be like so biased towards ourselves.
It's true. I think in general we just shouldn't box people into, I was gonna say we shouldn't box people into boxes. Like, we should not place
Our
people.
writer.
Words are hard. We should not put people into boxes. Some people actually some introverts actually do want to climb the ladder and earn more money someday. Hopefully, me and Pris. Yeah. So, what can an introvert do?
I think actually I want to bring up this point where like last time I used to be an extrovert.
What
Like
happened to you? Sorry.
Trauma.
Was that too direct? Oh, yes. I thought so.
But then like I realized when I grow older, then like I become more like introverted. Yeah, I guess and I like to bring up this point because just because you're an extrovert doesn't mean you'll be an extrovert forever, or just because you're an introvert doesn't mean that you'll be an introvert forever.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
Our
how I
personalities, I've heard that our personalities only start to cement around 25. So I'm going to take it to mean that you could still be cementing.
feel. You could be drying out
You
right
could
now.
still be drying out on the pavement at 27 or 28. I think it's fine. Maybe by 30. That's my cut-off age. I hope to cement fully and dry up by 30.
We'll take the test again at 30, and then
Yeah.
we'll see what life has given us.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but it's interesting that you should mention taking the test again next time, because actually the first point I wanted to make is that actually, these MBTI reports, they aren't actually like scientific. Like, there's no real scientific basis to them. They are not regarded as scientific by psychiatrists, so that should tell you that take it with a pinch of salt. Don't just read. It's a bit like horoscopes lah. Like, don't read it and be like, tomorrow forecast for Gemini not very good, so I'm gonna be very unhappy. I'm gonna be unhappy in advance. Like, that's not how it works. It's
I guess it's more like you don't read it and then you put yourself. Yeah, you don't label yourself.
Yeah,
as,
exactly.
Like,
Don't-
okay, this is what I am. Full
Yeah.
stop.
that's
Yeah.
like, don't write a self-fulfilling prophecy for yourself.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying. Yeah.
But it's not based on science, man. Like MBTI sounds so like science,
There's a lot of criticism about it. You guys can go and like Google it and check it out. Just a quick Google search will tell you everything you need to know. Yeah. So, but I also think, all these things, don't fall into a label so quickly and be like, oh yes, it's true. Most of the time, it's not entirely true. Yeah. So, but that still doesn't change the fact that, modern day workplaces still favor, or they tend to favor extroverted traits in a person.
really, man. How?
Yeah, because like look at where we're working, or if you guys work in an open office, you will know what I'm talking about. Like, it's very open, there's no cubicles anymore. Gone are the days of office cubicles where you get some privacy and peace and quiet once in a while. Am I projecting? Who knows? Yeah. And the collaborative work is encouraged. Although I don't think this is a bad thing or something specifically catered to bring out the extrovert in you. I think it's just, if you want to get things done.
It makes us introverts sound like, God damn it, I have to speak to people.
Exactly. But I think it's just a fact of life. If you want to get shit done,
yeah.
you gotta work in a team lah,
Yeah.
But there is also something called groupthink that could happen if we're in these environments. Groupthink is basically like when a group makes decisions together and they kind of disregard individuality.
Is it something like a echo chamber?
Yes, or like a herd mentality, I guess.
Right.
Something like that. And personally, I mean, as an introverted person, I think that collaborative work is great. I think brainstorming, all that is good. But sometimes you just need time to think things through. Because, I mean, it depends on how introverted you are. Maybe you're uncomfortable with having to be vocal in a group setting, especially if you're not familiar with your colleagues. Or you don't trust them or something. Maybe you're new. I don't know.
You don't trust him.
Just to make things clear, I do trust you. In case you were.
I guess like maybe we should also make it clear, like, by introverted people and extroverted people, we mean like it's not how we necessarily act. It's about like how we get our energy.
Yes.
Yeah, so introversion means that, we probably need time to recharge after interacting with people. And then for extroverted people, they feel tired after being alone. So they feel energized by being around people.
Wish that were me. Yes, but it's true. It's true. Yes, it's true. I'm not saying it's not. Yeah, so when you're in a situation like that as an introvert, you maybe, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I do worry, like, if I don't speak up often enough. I feel this in my uni class, by the way. I feel like if I don't speak up, then I'm gonna get penalized lah, And the same can apply to a work setting. So I think maybe in the workplace, when we're not really riding on like grades, like, I'm gonna get an A this semester, maybe you can try your best to like get some alone time, like after like a brainstorming session or whatever it is, take some time to like stew in your thoughts, write down ideas, and then I think you can always bring whatever solutions you have to the team at a later time. I think that's okay.
Yep. Yeah, I always do that. I always be like, okay,
can
you, I need some time to think about this.
We always like end our
update you
meetings.
tomorrow.
We always end our meetings like, I need to digest this.
Yeah.
But it's true, you do, and I think extroverts or extroverted people also need to digest things sometimes. Yeah. So, I mean, if you can do that, maybe that's how you can stay on somebody's radar at work in terms of like supervisor, boss, or whatever.
Yeah, I think the key thing is just like communication, because I mean we all have that fear of like, if I don't speak up now, then maybe they think that I actually have no ideas, or like actually like I'm not even bothering to think about this discussion at all. But actually I just need some time to process my thoughts, and I just don't want to like say things that don't contribute to the conversation lah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in that same vein, I think this is not just about meetings, but I think in terms of rules of interaction, like what your working style is like, it would be useful, I think, for everyone on your team to also know how everyone would like to work or to be worked with, right? Like I don't know about everyone else, but like when I first joined this team, did you have to do, because we had to define, like, give like a user manual to like us, so basically how I like to work, how I like to communicate with people, what do I prefer. So like I would indicate like, face to face sometimes face to face makes me nervous sometimes.
Yeah,
but that was then. Now it's totally different. Yeah, and I don't know if you had to do that also when you joined us.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Right, you remember?
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like setting boundaries at work, which could be helpful, right? Like if you're like somebody who's anxious about one-to-one meetings, or you don't like last-minute meetings, it really gets you pissed off or something, you can indicate it, so that people learn not to step on your toes, and then I think overall the experience of working with you will be much easier.
Yeah, correct. Like for me, I was the total opposite of you. I was like, just call me. Like, you can interrupt me, that's fine. I live in chaos.
Constantly.
Yeah, constant chaos.
Right.
I start and stop work constantly.
Yeah.
So I think it really depends on your working style, and that doesn't necessarily have to do with whether you're introverted or extroverted. I think it's just your preference of working.
Yeah. And I think if you define these boundaries or like rules, it will make things much easier lah. And also, you remember how I said like last time I don't like face to face, but then now it's changed. I think it'll be the same for everyone else. Like after a certain point, when you get to know your colleagues, your bosses, you get used to them. What? You're not gonna be shy forever, right?
I think it depends lah. Depends on the person.
I guess it depends on the environment as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, after a certain period of time, it will get easier for you to voice your opinions lah. But like from the start, to make things easier, maybe you should think about setting your rules. Yeah.
I also think like it prevents a lot of like miscommunication or like misunderstanding, because sometimes introversion can come across as being like very like snobby or like unfriendly.
Oh yeah, like stuck up. Like, why are you so stuck up? You too good to talk to me, is it?
Yeah.
Like,
it can come across as that. So without like trying to come like give the wrong impression, I think it helps to have that user manual lah. Yeah. Because I know sometimes like when I interrupt like people working halfway, because I like to live in that world, you know, but
chaos.
not everyone likes to live in chaos, you know.
Yes.
So when I interrupt people, then they look like
What's
being
wrong?
woken up from like a fever dream, and then they're like, what the fuck? Why are you talking to me right now? You can just message me. But then like for me, if like someone messages me, I'm like, you can just come and talk to me.
I see.
So yeah, I think it's about like setting the expectation. Yeah, so that you don't offend people and you don't get offended also.
Yeah. So okay, let me ask a question then. So let's say an introverted person from our imagination is doing all of this, and they are finally like, you know, performing well, they're giving good ideas and everything, but then remember how I said, you know, they might be overshadowed. Like an extroverted individual who is louder, more vocal, could be considered for like a promotion. So how can an introvert like get in on that? Like, don't forget me, like I also want to be promoted.
Actually, you know what? Actually, you know what? I feel like, you know, having been an extroverted person as well, I think that being an extrovert also has its flaws. Meaning that, you know, when you say more, you tend to make more mistakes as well.
True.
So, you know, there's an advantage to being an introvert also.
Yeah.
So I think you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
In terms of like, you know, you're able to gather your thoughts prior before like making your case to like, whether you're on a promotion or not. Not to say that, you know, extroverted people cannot do that, but I'm just saying that introverts, like I would say that they tend to put more thought into it.
Pros
maybe.
and cons lah.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
Although maybe we'll come off as like a bit cold or yeah.
It's fine by me.
I don't know what are your thoughts on that, on like the cons of being extroverted.
I think, well, moderation in all things. Well, I sound like a nutritionist. Balance, I guess. Don't go to either side of the, you know, like don't go to extremes. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't actually know what I'm saying. No, wait, hold on. No, yeah, I do agree that there are cons to being an extrovert, of course. But, I mean, that's just people lah, you know? There's a lot of people in the world. Like, we don't all have... It's starting to get a bit philosophical. We don't all have the same personalities. You heard it here first on TSS, the podcast. Nobody has the same personality as another person.
There are 16 personalities.
That's right. Yes.
Should we...
I'm sorry, what was your question again?
Okay, sorry.
What do I think about
I think that I didn't really answer your first question, which is like what should introverts do
when it's time to talk
ask
about
for your raise or promotion?
yes,
is it?
yes.
I mean, you just have to speak up lah. I mean, like if you just like
So easy. Just speak up lah.
I mean, okay, that's the reality of life, right?
Yes.
I will say so. If you don't say, no one is gonna know.
It's true. And up to
Yeah.
a certain point, you really have to be like, you really have to put your foot down on this and be like, I will speak up for myself.
Yeah, at least like, you know, be proud of what you did.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And, use your introvertedness as a advantage. Like, you didn't say any stupid shit during that meeting because you didn't say anything about me.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you said about like you said something about like what you've done at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, and we've talked about asking for raises and promotions before in a previous episode. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this again. But I think to your point, like, it's important to like keep track of your achievements. I mean, if you're like not vocal and not on everyone's radar all the time, then remember what you've been doing at work, I guess. Like, keep track of your achievements, what you've been doing, especially if it's like things that are out of your normal job scope. Also, special things just take note, like start a journal or something, I don't know, so that when you do start a conversation with your boss, and I think there's nothing wrong with starting a conversation in private with your boss about like, hey, I think like, can you give me a promotion, please? Like, and then you can prove it because you really written out everything, right? I think you'd be like, look, this is all the things that I've done this year,
But those are like basic advice for anyone, whether you're introverted or extroverted.
It's true, yeah.
So actually, you know what, it doesn't even matter whether introverted or extroverted, just
open your mouth.
Open your mouth. That's it. It's just easier for extroverted people to open their mouth, I suppose.
Yeah. So basically, keep a log of all the things you've been doing, and remember to always open your mouth, especially at the dentist. Moving on.
Especially if the dentist is your boss.
How's that possible? Oh, unless you're like a nurse at a dental clinic, you want a promotion.
People exist.
Okay, sorry. I'm
That
sorry for like disregarding my
dental clinic.
My friends in the dental industry. Jeez. Okay. So at this point, there's just one last question to ask, and it's like, what if an introvert wants to be a leader? Because it's true, there are introverts out there who want to be leaders, and I think there are extroverts out there who don't want to be leaders.
Yeah. I know. My previous job, my lead, she was an introvert.
Yeah.
And she was a great leader.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think the most important thing about a leader is not that they're outspoken, is that they command respect.
That's true.
So as long as you have the respect of your people, honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. And it's so interesting because like The Hustle, there's a website. The Hustle, one of the articles says that 65% of senior executives, they see introversion as a barrier to leadership. Nonsense. Only 6% of senior execs think that introverts have what it takes to oversee a successful team. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I see you've put an angry emoji.
Why you tell people what I put my show notes?
Show notes.
Yes.
Because it is like very... I just don't like that there's this stigma around like introversion or people who are just more quiet in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And did you know that some of the most successful leaders or like, people of interest are introverts? Let me list them out for you. Albert Einstein, Abraham Lincoln, okay, Bill Gates, also introvert, Warren Buffett, not buffet, my god, typo.
Buffet.
Steven Spielberg and Obama as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so all these guys, they're mostly men. Sorry to my women out there.
Where are we represented? I don't see
out there. The truth is out there. Yeah, so I mean, but my point is, introverts can be great leaders as well. Are you Googling?
Yeah.
All right, while Pris Googles, I will go on. Yeah, I think, this already kind of debunks this whole thing about like introverts can be good leaders, and if you don't know how to be a manager or you think that you can't manage other people because it's like too nerve-wracking or whatever, I mean, all you have to do is open your mouth and just ask for guidance and mentorship. Have you found any women, Pris?
Yeah. J.K. Rowling.
She's had some bad press
Okay,
recently.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, we're not gonna X that. It's just gonna... it is what it is.
Marissa Mayer.
What is she known for?
The current Yahoo CEO.
Look, female CEOs, they can be introverts too.
Yep, Meryl Streep.
Oh!
I love Meryl Streep.
An icon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So graceful.
Apparently Elon Musk is an introvert.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know, man.
Extrovert on Twitter, introvert in real life.
Maybe, yes. We don't know Elon in real life.
That's true.
But if anyone does, write into us. I don't know why, but I just want to know the tea. Yeah. So you know, sometimes all you have to do is ask lah. You know, yeah, and help will be given to you. I think going back to what we said earlier on in the episode, like don't box yourself in to like a certain role or like a certain way of being just because like your 4 alphabets is all like INFP or some shit, you know. Yeah, don't let them limit you, or you might miss like an opportunity lah to get a promotion, to get a raise. And isn't that what we're all striving for, like to just increase our earning power,
I think,
whether or not we're introvert?
Yeah, I think like what we can use the 16 personality types for, the MBTI test for, is to really identify like what's our strengths.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think like, you know, all these tests and stuff, you said that, you know, it's very likely that it might become a self-fulfilling
Words are hard.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's super true, because like, you know, we're like, oh yeah, maybe that's why I'm like this, or like, oh, maybe that's why like people don't like me, or that's why like, oh, people do like me, that kind of thing. So why not we just change the narrative and like focus on the good things instead, so that can be the self-fulfilling prophecy lah, that we can adhere to, and not the negative side. Yeah. And
I mean, you know, as much as we focus on our strengths and what we're good at, when we know our weaknesses, we can also, that's when we know what help to ask for. Actually, like from our supervisors and bosses, you know, like, can you mentor me, or like help me out with this, like I don't know how to do public speaking, please to help me, you know, like
I would agree with that.
So I think overall it's really not about, even though we opened this episode with like, oh, what's your personality type, I think what we're really trying to say is that it doesn't matter all that much unless you let it matter.
That is so true.
Yeah, and no matter, you know, whether you're like you're like an extrovert, you're loud, or you're introvert, you don't speak that much or often, I don't know. it all is kind of arbitrary at the end of the day, because we're all colleagues, we're all like on equal standing, and it really just comes back to like, just open your mouth.
Just open your mouth.
Find a way to either open your mouth in public, or you do it in private. I know it sounds weird. You know what I mean, right? Never mind.
I will file an HR report.
I've had too many of these threats lobbed at me. Enough, please. No more HR suits. Yeah, so I guess that's it lah. Like, you guys are not gonna lose out just because you're introverted. You can still get this bread and bring home the bacon.
That's right.
And go ham on your career progression.
Yeah, you just need to ask for the ham.
Yeah, just ask for the ham. Yes. I think we're done. Oh, by the way, if anyone has like, you know, tips as an introvert, you want to talk about your experiences as an introvert in the workplace, please write in to us. We're on Instagram, very friendly. We don't bite, and yeah, just reach out to us.
Oh, I also want to know how being extrovert hurt you in the workplace.
She just wants the tea.
But you know, I've also experienced such things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we just want to hear from you guys and like have a conversation, and yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Just open your mouth.
So you know, actually I have a story. No, not a story, but then like, you know, cause I'm like sometimes extroverted, so that kind of hurts me in the workplace, in a sense where like I can't concentrate on my work when I'm working with other people around me. So I need to literally be boxed in a room.
She needs the cubicles. This open office thing is just working against her, apparently.
Yeah, and it's not only deterring my work, but I'm like disturbing other people.
Yeah, actually just now when we were talking, right, we were talking like outside at our seat. I think we were too loud.
Yeah.
I think we were too loud. Yeah, but anyway, this is just tidbits, TSS tidbits about what we're actually like as people.
Yeah, I'm sorry to anyone who works near us. Deeply sorry.
I think you buy them presents already.
I'm sorry, presents. I'm sorry for being too loud, presents.
Yeah. That's a wrap on another episode of Keep It Simple. Leave us a review on any of our platforms, and remember to subscribe to us for more episodes.
So stay tuned and see you next time. Until then, keep it simple.